Privileges of King Charles III, a new UK monarchy. Following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the United Kingdom's longest-serving monarch, on September 8, the reign was passed to her eldest son, Charles, the former Prince of Wales. While awaiting his coronation, he will be referred to as King Charles III and will be given all of the powers that the late Queen held as head of state in the British constitutional monarchy. In modern-day Britain, the monarch's power and role are largely ceremonial. According to University College London, the British monarch reigns but does not rule. Regardless of political leanings, the monarch was actively involved in diplomatic activities in the Commonwealth and other countries for the majority of her 70-year reign, which often played a role in mending sour ties. As for the monarch's constitutional powers or royal prerogatives, here's the role they still play. Appointment of Prime Minister and Government. The new king will have the authority to formally appoint the Prime Minister, who has the majority of MP support. When a party's leader wins general elections, the head of state summons them to Buckingham Palace to form the government. If no single party wins an overall majority in an election, the monarch appoints the person most likely to have the confidence of the House of Commons. In addition, the monarch, on the advice of the Prime Minister, dissolves a government before national elections. With the implementation of the Fixed-Term Parliaments Act of 2011, which provided for 5-year parliaments with automatic dates of polling and dissolution, the monarch's power to dissolve parliament on their own accord was removed. The monarch no longer has the authority to appoint or dismiss a prime minister. The last time a monarch unilaterally dismissed a prime minister was in 1834, and William IV fired Lord Melbourne and replaced him with Sir Robert Peel. The Constitution Unit of the University College London noted, in its 2016 report, that another instance of a level of discretion being exercised was witnessed when King George V persuaded Ramsay MacDonald not to resign in 1931 when his Labour government broke up, but to head a national government dominated by the Conservatives. Opening the Parliament. The new king will begin each parliamentary year with the state opening ceremony, during which he will address the House of Lords on the executive's planned policies and priorities. Notably, King Charles has already done this on his mother's behalf in May 2022 due to her health issues. Assenting legislation. The sovereign gives his or her royal assent to bills passed by the House of Lords and Commons, but this is now essentially a rubber stamping exercise, as Queen Anne denied royal assent to a bill in 1707. According to UCL, constitutional law professor Robert Blackburn, the monarch's role is limited to one of due process, and royal assent is a certificate that the bill has passed through all its established parliamentary procedures. The reign of Queen Elizabeth, a golden age, or the last embers of a bygone era. Aside from these roles, King Charles will have weekly audiences with Prime Minister Liz Truss, who will brief him on the government's activities and allow him to inspect any government paper he desires. According to the BBC, he will receive daily dispatches from the administration in a leather box, which will include meeting briefings, documents that require his signature, and so on. In addition to ambassadors and high commissioners, the king will host visiting heads of state. Every year, the sovereign bestows knighthoods on notable individuals. Aside from the functions as a head of state mentioned, the sovereign is also the head of the armed forces, delegating authority to the Prime Minister to issue orders to be carried out by military officials. The king will be the head of the Church of England as well. The monarchy also participates in charitable or welfare activities. According to the UCL paper, the sovereign also acts as a focus for national identity, unity and pride, giving a sense of stability and continuity. According to Reuters, Queen Elizabeth II wielded soft power and made the monarchy a unifying entity amid great societal divisions, citing her broadcast to reassure the public at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic as an example. Commonwealth Realms. The new British monarch will also be the head of the Commonwealth of Nations, an organisation founded by the former British Empire. It is made up of 56 independent nations and has a population of 2.4 billion people. This is in contrast to the Commonwealth Realms, in which the king will be the head of state of 14 countries or realms, including Canada, Australia, and Jamaica, all of which are constitutional monarchies with the sovereign's role being symbolic. In countries other than the United Kingdom, the figurehead's duties are carried out by governors-general, appointed by the king or queen. The role of Commonwealth leader is honorary rather than hereditary, and leaders from these countries met in 2018 to agree that the role would be given to Charles when he becomes sovereign. Several Commonwealth realms have previously expressed a desire to transition from constitutional monarchies to republics, which would imply replacing the British sovereign as their head of state. According to the Centre for Foreign Relations, many countries that saw this position as a relic of their colonization, such as India, Pakistan and Nigeria, renounced their monarchies and became republics after World War II. The monarch was usually replaced by another head of state, such as a president. In the 1970s, several countries including Dominica, Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago renounced their monarchies. Barbados was the most recent country to depose the monarch as head of state in 2021. On occasion, Australia has also expressed anti-monarchist sentiments. However, abdicating the monarchy necessitates a change in the country's constitution, which has also hampered some countries.